Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we have a little bit of a sadder video. We are going to be talking about a YouTuber that has recently passed away. That YouTuber is simply Sara, and this is their page. This is their YouTube channel, and they were actually posting just about 2 weeks ago. And as you can see from their channel, they post a lot of videos about them kind of cooking and just sharing different recipes. That's kind of what her channel has been from the beginning. And Sara is someone that has been on my radar, and people have asked me to make videos about Sara. And especially obviously with this happening, I've had a lot of people kind of message me and ask me to make a video about it. The reason that I haven't made a video before, if you don't really know much about Sara, Sara has been, like I said, she's been on YouTube for a very, very long time. But I kind of separate her from the rest of, I guess you would call it, girl world, right? A lot of the other people that I make videos on, because in my opinion, there is a difference. And again, this is just how I feel. And so, whatever, everyone's different. But the way I see it is Sara was that person that was just existing online that happened to be very large, right? And respectfully, I don't mean that in a mean way, but she was a bigger person that just was making videos. And I feel like there's a very big difference, in my opinion, someone like Sara and someone like maybe like an Amberlyn Reed or Glitter and Lasers or all the other people that we make videos on, Hungry Fat Chick, right? There's a very big difference between just existing online and you happen to be a bigger person and the people that I just mentioned, right? I think like the biggest difference with that is these are people that are existing online and are saying, oh, I want to lose weight, and then doing everything that they are doing is against that, seemingly against that goal, right? And then, my videos, I try to point out those inconsistencies and say, hey, this is, if you want to lose weight, like maybe don't do this, blah, 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 right? Or this person is making statements and then doing the exact opposite. For the most part, from what I could tell from Sara's videos, she, didn't say, hey, I need to lose a ton of weight. This is like a huge part of my life. She was just a bigger person that was, maybe cooking, maybe not the healthiest meals, but again, that's obviously her choice and that's something that she is able to do. And it's really sad because if you actually go to her, this is her most recent video where it's a taco salad stuffed baked potato. A lot of people are very sad about the fact that she passed away, right? Rest in peace to an absolute YouTube legend, and condolences to the family. Sara's recipes and love for sharing with others will live on forever. Basically all positive comments about people that are sad that Sara had passed away. And so it's just a very different vibe between her and the other people that we talk about on the channel. And so that's kind of the explanation as to why I haven't made a video before. I've had people ask me to, but I just really didn't feel right. It just didn't seem like there was anything really much to talk about other than me being like, wow, this is respectfully, this is a fat person that's online, and I just didn't really feel like there was much to say. And so as far as like how people kind of came to find out what had happened, Sara's sister actually posted this on a Facebook page that was like a group page that was from Sara's kind of thing. So this is from Sara's Honeysuckle Boutique. And it goes on to say, this is going to be a long post, but I believe she would want you all to know. What Sara thought was the stomach bug ended up being something much worse. If you know Sara, you know that she does not like going to the hospitals. Vibes, I understand that completely. Sara went to the hospital on Thursday, April 3rd. They shipped her to a bigger hospital. She had a bowel blockage and her blood pressure wouldn't stay up. They decided to vent her on April 4th and take her to surgery to remove the dead part of her intestine. They had her on 5 blood pressure medications to keep her blood pressure up. But even with the medicines, her blood pressure was running 60 over 39, which is definitely very low, right? During surgery, they had to stop because she was too unstable. So they put a womb vac on her. I don't know what that is, but they were going to take her back to the OR to finish up surgery and figure out what else was wrong, but they couldn't get her stable enough. They believe she had sepsis as well. I went down there last night and they told me that they have her maxed out on blood pressure medication. And once one of them runs out, her blood pressure will bottom. Well, that's what had happened. The medication went out and her blood pressure bottomed. They couldn't give her any more because it was causing her to have fluid buildup. And I was told by her nurse last night that she was not sedated at all, but she was not waking up. She ended up passing away around 1 a.m. this morning. No donations have been set up, and please don't believe any other rumors you hear. We've seen quite a few of them. That's what made me make this post. Sarah loved each and every one of you. She was the absolute best sister aunt anyone could have asked for. How you saw her online is exactly how she was in person. We appreciate all of your love and prayers that you have sent Emmy, right? And that's a picture of Sarah with, I assume this is her sister right here. And it goes on to say, like, there's comments, and they're really sweet comments, right? Is Emily, your sister was an incredibly beautiful person. I've never met in person, but followed her for years. And we were Facebook friends. She made me a better person, right? So again, just all very positive remarks from people that were fans of Sarah's channel. And so that's kind of what happened. It's obviously incredibly sad, and it sucks that I don't know exactly what the rumors are that are going on, or like if people are setting up, maybe people are setting up like fake GoFundMes to raise money because of this situation, which I think has actually happened in the past. Not the fake GoFundMes, but Sarah, her husband actually recently, basically exactly a year ago, he went through a pretty serious health complication, and someone, I think, in the community set up a GoFundMe to help for his medical bills. That was a few years ago, but then last year he actually had another kind of complication. And this is a post kind of talking about that. And so this is from April 15th of 2024. So this is basically exactly a year ago, right? As I'm recording this is the 12th, right? It's actually my brother's birthday. I just realized that. I need to wish him a happy birthday. But it goes on to say, update on Jamie. Jamie is her husband. And it says he's doing good so far. Now that he's home, we're trying to get back into the swing of things over here. He came home with lots of insulin, so obviously something related to diabetes. Insulin he's taking now. The doctor said once his pancreas starts working more, and gets back to a normal, he might come down on the insulin some. He's also came home on a special diet too, and I'm doing it with him. So, that was something that, she does mention here about kind of like weight loss or just changing the diet a little bit, right? And I'm doing it with him. It's a diabetic 2,000 calorie low carb diet. His sugar likes to go high and mine likes to go low sometimes. We're like two peas in a pod over here, LOL. He's still real weak, so physical therapy is coming 2 to 3 times a week to help his strength back. But please keep him in your prayers because he doesn't like this new diet thing. Also praise for his pancreas goes but to a normal and heals. He said to thank you all for the prayers and me sending his way since he got sick. Also, there will be some change in my cooking channel on YouTube coming with more low carb, diabetic healthy food recipes, right? And so it's just sad, man, like because sadly, this is such a common thing that happens with a lot of people, right? Especially as we get older. And that's one of the biggest things, man, if you've been eating a certain way for a very, very long period of time, it just makes it so much harder to lose weight and change your diet the longer you've been doing that, right? And that's like something for me, I'm so thankful that I started losing weight when I was 20, which it's funny because at the time I was like, man, I feel like I'm starting so late. But obviously, like, that's not the case. 20 is incredibly young. And so, like, a lot of the things that I was doing and, like, the things that I was doing consistently over and over again, all of my habits were, they were grounded to an extent, but it is very different for someone that is in their 20s, early 20s versus someone that is in their mid 40s, right? Or later, right? It's just so much harder if you've been doing the same thing for 20 years to make changes versus I got out of high school, I graduated when I was 17. I got out of high school 2-3 years ago. It's much easier to make changes, right? And so it's just very, very sad to see that there was about a year ago, there seemed to be a pretty serious thing that had happened that maybe would have made a significant change if things were stuck to. I don't know exactly the story behind that 100%, obviously. It's really sad and it's really hard to see because this is someone that was beloved on social media. Obviously, they had a family that loved her very much as well. And it's sad that they were taken away so early, usually based on something that is reversible, in my opinion, right? When it comes to your size, there are things that you can do. And this is what makes the videos that I make and the things that I talk about, I get so emotional over it because like when I was 20 and I started losing weight, I didn't think I was going to make it to 30. I'm 32 now. And like, that's not a feeling I have anymore. Right. But I very much so was I had basically been like, I am going to pass away before I'm 30 because of the weight that I was gaining. It felt like it was impossible. It felt like there's no way that I am actually going to lose weight. It just felt like it was impossible, right? And so it's really sad to see this happen to someone, right? Someone that is so beloved, someone that was, not problematic. They were just really struggling with their love of food and their desire to make food that they enjoyed. And it's just really, really hard to see. It's really, really sad. But that's pretty much the video. I just wanted to share, obviously, the news and just try and explain a little bit on maybe why I hadn't talked about Sara before, just because I just didn't really feel like it was necessary. It's really sad that this is kind of the reason that I ended up speaking about her, but I guess it's better than her just like pivoting to become someone like an Amberlyn Reed or like, the other people that we talk about. I think she was just someone that really struggled with her love of food, and it is what it is. That's sadly a very common thing that we see nowadays. And yeah, it's just really sad. But if anyone wants, if anyone was a fan of Sara and watched her videos, I would love to, hear your thoughts and what you feel down in the comment section down below. I really hope that, we can be kind in the comment section, because, there's no reason to be rude, I think. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.